Welcome to the transcranial magnetic stimulation laboratory. TMS is a non-invasive technique that allows stimulation of cerebral cortex by short magnetic impulses. TMS causes minimal physical discomfort, depending on configuration of electromagnetic coil and stimulation parameters. It can activate or inhibit targeted areas of brain.
Hello, so this is our transcranial magnetic stimulation laboratory, and here we have a machine which is a MagVenture machine. It's a German brand, and TMS, transcranial magnetic stimulation, can be referred also as a TMS, and is a magnetic stimulator that we have here on the left, which allows to deliver high electrical current generates a magnetic field, and we can deliver these magnetic fields in pulses. For example, this is a single pulse TMS, and we are able to stimulate the cortical part of the brain. We cannot go so deep inside in subcortical region, but we can stimulate the cortex in different parts. For example, we can stimulate parietal cortex, motor cortex, and it can be used for any kind of cognitive study. It can be used also for clinical application, neurorehabilitation, and the idea is that we can investigate the relationship between a specific brain region and the function of this region. And we can measure changing in behavior after the stimulation. And for example, if I stimulate my motor cortex here, you can even see the twitch on the left hand. You see? Because just a single pulse on the motor cortex, induce an electrical stimulation, like a local neuronal depolarization of the motor cortex, and therefore the signals go through the cortical spinal cord and until along the motor neurons, which innervates the hand. And that's why you see this hand twitch. But you can use this also for cognitive studies, decision-making studies, memory studies. You can stimulate the prefrontal cortex, which is involved in memories, and so on. So here, we can be very precise where we go to stimulate, because we have a neuronavigation system. Here is on the left. And we can use a structural scan of the subject. So we send our subject to do MRI recordings, so we can get a structural scan, and we can be very precise and stimulate in very specific location. So that's how it works. And what is very interesting is that in our lab we have a unique device. Recently we had a robotic arm, which is actually handling us, a very similar coil to this one, still a TMS coil, which is connected to the TMS machine. So nowadays, instead to use a human operator, we can use the robot.
Axilum Robotics TMS cobot is intended to accurate, safe, and reproducible control the positioning, the orientation, and the contact of the compatible TMS coil under the sensitive supervision of an optical tracking system. Non-invasive brain investigation techniques allow us to study relationships between brain regions and their functions. In particular, in this laboratory, the experiments are conducted to investigate the sensory motion system and working and long-term memory processes.